You saw the transition, Lonzo, when skating rinks were fun. It was a great place to go, pick up on some girls, have a great night out, have some popcorn, whatever, show your skills on the floor with your skates, and then transition them to when motherfuckers started hanging out in the parking lot and colors started to get involved and the skating rink wasn't the same as it used to be. Can you break that? And do you remember seeing the transition back then, or was it more in hindsight? Oh man, damn, I remember when that all happened. Or do you remember back then? Oh shit, it's about to go. Like things are changing. I probably should stop coming here.
Parking lot pimping has always been a problem, Doc. Parking lot pimping has always been a problem for everybody because once you start parking lot pimping, the people in the parking lot have no vested interest in what's going on the inside. They're just there to pick up whatever scrap they can get. Once girls or once the rival gangs come out to skate, they're not there for any good. They didn't come to skate. They didn't come to have a good time. They come to see what kind of trouble they can get into, what kind of trouble they can start. And that's the problem when you have skating rinks. Skating rinks, especially because skating rinks attract people from all over. Everybody comes to the skating rink. There's no hood skating rinks. Cerritos was probably the best thing we had for years, but because it was so remote in Cerritos, I don't know if that's those Cerritos gangs or not, but all the gangs knew that all the gangsters that skated had to come to Cerritos. So if you had an issue with somebody, you know where to find him or his homeboys at. And that's the problem.
Now talk about it from an owner standpoint. The liability, does insurance go up? When crime around the area goes up, how does it work as a business owner who would own a skating rink in, say the early 80s when shit starts to change?
Man, everything goes. You got to understand, first of all, a skating rink is huge. A skating rink is huge. You're talking about 100,000 square feet in some cases. That's a Walmart, dude. So to get a building in LA County, the taxes are gonna kill you. Okay, you're only using this building so many hours of the week, so many hours of the day, and to have to pay the rent and the taxes on a facility that large, and then to have limited use of when you use it. That's very counterproductive, dude. And then you bring in bullshit. Come on, man. They said it in United States. Dude, I can turn this into a Walmart or a Home Depot, get my money and sleep at night. They ain't got to worry about no lawsuits. And that's something that we have to understand as people, man. That if you don't, even if you own something, that's the problem. Well, I'll build my own skate rink. Yeah, you still got to put it in somebody's city. You still got to put it in somebody's city. If the city don't want a skate rink, you're not going to have one. I don't care what you own. If you can't get what they call a occupancy permit or a CUP is a conditional use permit, you're not going to get it. You can't do shit. You'll be out there vending speech like everybody else. A CUP means that you have permission to occupy this building. Whatever you're trying to do with it is made to standards of the City Planning Commission, City Council, Sheriff Department, Fire Department, and all the various municipal departments involved have signed off on this shit, and now I can issue your CUP with your conditional use permit. And until you got that, you ain't got shit. Then you gotta find somebody to insure that son of a gun. Now, another headache. Ask me how I know. Another headache. Okay, what's your capacity? What's all the factors? Everything I just mentioned. Your food, your fire, you have to meet all the requirements for the insurance companies. What age group you're appealing to? What is your demographics? What's your location? What's your revenue? Okay, all these things have to be taken. Man, this is dude. It ain't no joke. It ain't no joke. And this the part. Then do all that right there. Wait. You ain't mentioned Furnishing the son of a gun. You ain't mentioned putting no floor down. Skaters want maple floors. They want nice facilities. They want nice lockers. They want good rental skates. They want all this shit right here. And then 2 assholes get to fight and somebody gets shot and fuck everything up. That's your problem. 2 assholes get to fighting over some dumb shit. Somebody come up dead. Now the whole building, all that investment now has a stigma on it. And you wonder why people don't put shit in the hood. Same thing, we're going right back to a couple of weeks ago, Carnival Cruises. Them boats cost hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions to build. And you telling me because some niggas get drunk and want to twerk at the fool, I'm going to lose money? No, we're not. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not doing that. This is what we're going to do from this point on. We're going to stop this. 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 And if you don't like it, call somebody. But in the meantime, this is the internet. Most of them boats, people ain't realize they're not owned by American companies. They're owned by international companies, global companies. So you gonna fly to Belgium to sue somebody because you can't twerk on the kids in the pool? Get the fuck out of here. Not happening.
All right, before we jump into the main topic, Lonzo, let's cover a couple of things. Are you familiar or were you familiar with Hitman Howie T, R.I.P.,
Yes.
just passed away?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Talk to us about what you know about Hitman Howie T.
I met Howie T. He used to produce Salt and Pepper, if I'm mistaken, correct?
Salt and Pepper, Real Roxanne. He produced I Want to Sex You Up. UTFO, Chub Rock, Special Ed. I mean, the list goes on and on. Yeah.
When I booked Salt and Pepper at Skateland, Howie T came with him. If I ain't mistaken, he was dating Salt and Pepper. I think it was that they Salt at the time. Cool brother. You know, again, man, this is 40-some years ago, and people was passing through my life on a regular basis. I do remember we didn't take pictures of Salt and Pepper there. We didn't take pictures of Salt and Pepper there. So we don't have no pictures of any of that shit. Back then it was happening so fast. I didn't have time to go get a camera, get a picture, go get developed. But yeah, I did meet Hitman Howie T. I also had booked Real Roxanne at Skateland. Both of them came to Skateland, and he didn't come the second. He didn't come with Real Roxanne. She had another manager at that time. But yeah, we crossed paths back in the early '80s before we got gangster. It was definitely before we got gangster. And he was the man. He was the man. In fact, when Howie T was so hot, that was one of the guys that Dre wanted to compete with. He